早上好, Professor Cody. We've already learned the word 早上. Are we going to learn the character 好?
早上好, Perry. Yes, today we're going to learn the character 好. This character is made up of two parts, isn't it?
Yes, Professor. Are they also Chinese characters?
That's right. Let's first look at the character on the left. 女, what does its oldest form look like to you?
I can't guess.
The reason you can't recognize it is because the time you live in is very different from the time when Chinese characters were created. Chinese characters are depictions of the ancient people's living environment. For example, the character 女 means female. Take a look at this picture. Back then, people sat directly on the ground, just like in the image, with their bodies resting on their heels.
Now I understand. It's the image of a person kneeling, with both hands resting on their knees. But if both men and women sat like this, why does this character specifically represent a female?
Good question. In ancient times, a woman was expected to obey her father or husband throughout her life. This dignified kneeling posture, with hands resting obediently on the knees, represented the image of a submissive woman in the eyes of the people.
So that's how it is. If only we could travel back in time to learn Chinese characters, it would probably be much easier.
That's a great idea. In fact, learning Chinese characters is really a way of exploring ancient culture. I've used different colors to highlight the body and arms in the character 女, to show how it gradually evolved into the modern simplified form.
I see. To make the character more visually balanced, people not only straightened the strokes, but also rotated at 90 degrees.
Now let's look at the character 子. Doesn't it look like a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes?
Yes, but why does the character only show one leg?
That's a key question. A baby's legs are the weakest part. They can't walk yet and are always wrapped up, so a single stroke is used to represent that softness and fragility. In Chinese characters, the part with more strokes often carries more weight in meaning. The character 子 can also appear as a component radical, though its form changes slightly. 子 means child. Now, let's see what it means when we combine the two characters 女 and 子 together.
The character 女 means female or woman, and 子 means child. So, together, they mean girl, right?
You're half right. It actually means a woman and a child. In ancient times, family was highly valued. When a man had both a wife and a child, that was considered the ideal life. That's why the character 好 came to mean good or excellent.
I see. When my dad sees my mom and me, there must be a big 好 in his heart.
Yes, I'm sure that's true. Now that you've learned the character 女, you know that when a woman has a child, she becomes a mother. So, based on the character 女, two extra strokes were added to show that a mother's important role is to raise and nurture her child. This new character is 母, which means mother.
Since 女 and 母 are clearly related in their structure, I'm really curious, how are man and father written in Chinese? Are their characters also connected in form?
You're really eager to learn. Let's take a look at the character 父. The red part represents the side of a hand, including the fingers and arm. The blue stroke shows an object, possibly a stone or a tool. Can you guess what it means?
I guess in ancient times, stones were used as tools or weapons. So this character shows someone holding a tool or weapon, meaning to work or to fight.
It seems you've already understood that the key to learning Chinese characters is to interpret their forms based on ancient life. And you're absolutely right. The character 父 means father. A father's role was to take up weapons to hunt for food or to fight in order to protect the family.
That's beautifully said. My dad is just like that. He flies out every day to find bugs for us to eat and protects us from harm. Chinese characters are truly amazing. They can teach us so many meaningful ideas and values.
Yes, Chinese characters convey more than just written language. They also reflect how ancient people thought about the world. Now, let's take a look at the character Nan. If the image of a woman is gentle and obedient, then what do you think the image of a man should be?
I think the answer to the question is hidden in the form of the character itself. This character also seems to be made up of two parts.
Correct. The character Nan is made up of two Chinese characters. Tian and Li. That's the meaning of the character Tian.
This character is simple and vivid. It clearly represents a field, and even today, fields still look like this. So even if I don't know what the character below Tian means, I think that in ancient times, farming was an important way of making a living. So the image of a man must be someone working hard in the fields.
You're so smart, you got it right again. The lower part, the character Li, represents a farming tool. The red stroke shows the long handle, and the blue part represents the sharp end used for churning the soil. Plowing the land takes a lot of strength, so the character Li came to mean strength or power.
Now I understand. A person holding a farming tool and working hard in the fields represents the image of a man.
Exactly. In ancient families, the man's duty was to farm and provide for the family, while the woman's duty was to raise the children. This idea has been passed down for thousands of years through the forms of the characters Nan and Nü, Fu and Mu.
Although the world has changed greatly, and most people no longer need to farm to support their families, the responsibility of providing for and protecting loved ones is still an important role for a man. Likewise, raising children with love and tenderness remains at the heart of a happy family. And that's the special role of a mother.
That's true. Some things can change, but others remain the same. Having a safe and loving home must be every child's wish.
Of course, I have the strongest dad and the kindest, most beautiful mom. I'm the happiest child in the world.
Perry, you must wake up smiling from your dreams every day, right?
Professor, how did you know? I had such a wonderful dream last night. I still remember it. Let me tell you about it.
Well, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. I want to have a sweet dream too, one that makes me wake up smiling.
Alright then, Professor. Sweet dreams, and may they all come true.
Click the link in the description to watch our Chinese channel, Perry and Cody's Chinese class, fully taught in Chinese. Don't forget to claim your free practice exercises and enjoy some fun stories along the way. This is Learn Chinese with Perry and Cody. If you like our video, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to interact with us. See you next time.